This pink gnocchi is like a warm hug in a bowl. It's my favorite comfort meal and it's so simple. All you have to do is saute some crushed garlic and butter, then add in tomato sauce, heavy cream, sugar, black pepper, red pepper flakes, and let it simmer together. Then add in some freshly grated Parmesan cheese, boil your gnocchi for about 2 minutes, then add it in with some hand-torn basil. Adjust salt to taste, top with more cheese and red pepper, and enjoy.
Let me show you how to make the most perfect grilled cheese sandwich. It goes so good with tomato and basil soup, or just simply on its own. Now let's get to it. You're gonna start with half a cup of butter, 2 to 3 garlic cloves, 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese, half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning, a 1/4 teaspoon of chili flake, and parsley. Mixed together and set aside. Now it's bread, provolone cheese, cheddar cheese, American cheese, and some freshly shredded mozzarella cheese. Close your sandwich with the top bun, and now it's time to spread our butter mixture on top of our sandwich. I know this looks like a lot of butter, but you're going to remove the excess once you get it evenly coated like this. Now we're going to move to a very hot cast iron skillet and place the sandwich butter side in. Gently press on your sandwich and you should be on low heat. Once the bread is beautifully golden, you're going to butter the other side just like we did before. And now we flip our sandwich. You're going to want to be very careful because you don't want the sandwich separating. And again, we're on low heat so the outside doesn't burn without the inside melting. Once the other side gets a beautiful golden, remove, and as always, enjoy and don't forget to follow for more recipes.
Welcome back to episode 50 of One Pot, One Portion, the series for people who cook, eat or live alone and are tired of washing up. This is one of my favourite things I've ever made. Very much inspired by stuffed paratha, this flatbread is made of a simple flour and water dough filled to the brim with a fragrant and spicy chili cheese tofu. Some would say I'm biased because it's where I'm from, but I am inclined to say that all the best things come from Yorkshire, tofu included. Not only that, but tofu is made with just 3 natural ingredients, including sustainably sourced soybeans, and I don't know about you, but I just think that's really cool. So, along with the crumbled tofu, this filling consists of green chili, garlic and ginger, along with garam masala, cumin seeds, a little tomato puree and fresh coriander. Spoon on top of a generous pile of cheese. I've gone for a mozzarella and cheddar mix for sharp flavour and the ultimate cheese pull. Seal together and whack it in a pan until perfectly golden. Then dig in, enjoy, and I hope you love this recipe as much as I do.
I recently made a brown butter ricotta as a base for a pizza and it was so delicious. I couldn't help but think of how good it would be as like a sauce for a fall pasta. And the sauce itself is really simple and almost takes no time to make, so we're actually starting with our crunchy topping. So I start off by frying some finely chopped garlic, and I always start my fried garlic in cold oil. I feel like it comes out a lot more even that way. Then I take a bit of that same oil from frying the garlic and fry up a bunch of sage. So now we have garlic and sage infused oil, and I use that same oil to toast the breadcrumbs. I crush up that fried sage into the breadcrumbs and toss in our fried garlic along with a little salt and pepper and then mix it up. And I can just snack on this topping by itself, it's so good. And to make the brown butter ricotta, it really is as simple as browning up some butter and then whipping it with the ricotta. And I like to make sure I get a nice golden brown butter for this so you can really taste it in the ricotta. You don't want it to be too light. Then I boil up some rigatoni, but you can really use any short shaped pasta that you'd like. I add our brown butter ricotta back to the same pan and then toss in the cooked pasta. Then I toss everything up with a bunch of pasta water and pecorino, and you're probably gonna have to use more pasta water than you're used to just because the ricotta tends to absorb a lot. Then I top it off with some lemon zest, some black pepper, and our lovely crunchy topping. It's simple but just so good.
If someone told me I had to pick between eating a cookie or brownie for the rest of my life, I'd 100% pick a brookie, because what could be better than a little bit of both? And this recipe is definitely a little bit of both. Here's my single serve brookie recipe. So in a bowl, start by adding your egg, sugar and butter, mixing it well, and then adding in your flour. And add a tablespoon of corn flour. This makes sure the cookies stay soft on the center while still being ooey and gooey and crispy on the outside. Brownie layer, I like to use the egg whites left over from the cookie layer, because what's the point in a recipe that only uses an egg yolk or an egg white? Guilty. Oh, and if it's your first time here, hi, my name is JJ. I run this page with my sister Mira, and we came up with the best single serve chocolate chip cookie. Thousands of you tried it and absolutely loved it, and I don't think I need to give you any more reasons to give this recipe a try. Anyways, I digress. Once you're finished with the brownie layer, pop that into your dish and pop your cookie layer on top. Add some more chocolate chips on top, because there's no such thing as too much chocolate chips. And if you're a rule breaker like I am, do not break the rule of putting the brownie layer at the bottom, because the brownie needs a little bit more time to cook than the cookie. And you're done. For the full recipe and more recipes like this, check out the link in the bio.
Right guys, I'm going to show you how I made this gorgeous plate of pasta. Spicy feta and pepper pasta sauce mixed in with some chilies, and I topped it with some beautiful golden crispy katsu pieces. I'm going to show you how I meal prep my lunch and dinners so that you don't have to depend on frozen food or ready meals from mum and dad or the shop. The dish doesn't take a lot of skill to make, it's actually quite easy. First, you're going to make the pasta sauce from scratch, which is a lot more cost effective, tastes a lot better, and you can meal prep it. So chopped up a bunch of veg and then coated it in seasonings and oil and air fried it. You can pan fry it, oven it, whatever you want. Then I'm prepping the chicken. I'm going to butterfly it, which is cutting it in half and then flatten it so it's nice and thin and crispy so that it cooks all the way through without burning it on the outside. Season it, dip it into the eggs, then coat it into the breadcrumbs, and there you go, easy peasy. Simple things like this makes all the difference. It tastes so much better, and it's just a life skill learning how to cook, and it really isn't that complicated. The more you cook, the more practice you get, get, the more recipes you make of your own. So yeah, here's where I make the feta pasta sauce. I think whipped feta became like a craze and adding roasted pepper was like revolutionary, but I had no idea before making this dish. So is it really that much of an amazing discovery? I have no clue. But anyways, I had loads of pastas I need to finish off, so I stuck with the penne, boiled that, and then I sauteed some onions and added the pasta sauce. Then I added a dollop of sour cream because it's cheaper than a whole pot of double cream, but use whatever you want. Mix up together, then start adding some extra chilies and stuff to make it extra spicy. You want to add some pasta water because you want it to kind of cook off and absorb into the pasta. The pasta is ready and it's super creamy. Just shallow fry in some oil. We don't want to use too much oil because I'm not rich. Fry for like 6 to 7 mins and then flip it over and do the other side. It's nice and golden crispy. Oh yeah, here's my pasta looking gorgeous. Anyways, you cut the chicken katsu. Look how moist that is. Literally so much juice coming out. Plated it all up and it's absolutely amazing. You need to try it out. I hope you enjoy. Bye.
For this weekend, we're making one single gooey cinnamon roll. This might be the best thing I've ever done in the kitchen, and I'm not even kidding you right now. We'll start by making a teeny tiny batch of yeasted dough. Tuck it in and let it rest for a few minutes before rolling it thin, coating with butter, brown sugar, and cinnamon. We'll cut the rectangle into thirds and roll each strip around each other into a very ample cinnamon roll. I bake mine in a 1-cup ramekin, though you can use whatever oven-safe dish will keep your roll nice and cozy. Bake until golden brown and bubbling on top of a baking sheet, and then top with an easy cream cheese glaze. Friends, you're going to want to eat this absolutely immediately. I'll leave the recipe in the caption below.
So here's my no-bake, single-serve Biscoff Truffle. This dessert is perfect for when you want something sweet but don't want to make a big fuss. It's only 3 ingredients and super easy to make. And as you can tell, it does make 2, which is perfect for a single serving. Start by crushing up your biscuits. You could do this by hand or use an electric mixer, but for me, the less washing up, the better. Then you want to go ahead and add a tablespoon of Biscoff spread and a tablespoon of cream cheese. Right about now, you could add some coffee extract. It's totally optional, but of course a great addition. Once everything is well combined and kind of looks like this, you can roll it up into whatever shape you like and pop it in the freezer for a few minutes. Now for the best part, you can dunk it in your favorite chocolate of choice. I recommend white chocolate as it is the best chocolate in the world, but you can use whatever you like. A top tip, don't make the mistake I made and take it out the freezer too early. It will just fall off your skewer and be a complete mess. I can't even describe how good these taste. They literally taste unreal. Comment down below if you want more single serve recipes.
POV, it's midnight and you want dessert once again. So let's make this incredible 5-minute molten lava mug cake. So good. Take a microwave safe mug, add 2 tablespoons of butter as well as 1 ounce of dark chocolate. And you're gonna melt this in the microwave in 20-second increments until they're fully melted together. Alright, we have a smooth chocolatey mixture here. Add 3 tablespoons of milk, 2 tablespoons of sugar. Mix, mix, mix. Now we're going to sift in our dry ingredients to make sure there's no lumps of flour in our cake. 4 tablespoons of flour, 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder, 1/3 teaspoon of baking powder. Take the same fork and gently mix. I also like to scrape my fork along the edges because sometimes the flour can stick over there. And now for the molten lava part, I'm going to take a Lindt dark chocolate truffle and just put it right in the middle, right here. Should I do 2? Yeah, I'm gonna do 2. We're gonna microwave this for just 60 to 70 seconds. And it's time to enjoy our hard-earned dessert.
What's better than a brownie? Hardly anything. My problem is that I always overindulge, so here's how I make a single serving mug brownie to satisfy that sweet tooth craving. Grab your favorite coffee mug, and I like to use Dutch cocoa powder because it's so much richer and chocolatier. That's not a word, I know. Add your flour, your cocoa powder, your sugar, and a pinch of salt to your cup, and then give that a good little mix. I realized halfway through this that my jumbo coffee mugs could really double this recipe, so I ended up doing that off camera. But now we're gonna add our milk, our vegetable oil, our coffee, you can use espresso powder, and our vanilla extract and chocolate chips. Add as many chocolate chips as you want. So give that a good mix, and like I said, I doubled mine off camera just so I could fill my mug up, but top it with chocolate chips and then pop it in the microwave. Start with 1 minute on full power, and if you still see some that's really underdone, just add 10 seconds at a time. Top it with that caramel sauce that I showed you guys in my previous video and some ice cream. Enjoy!